Hi there traders, this is the Trading Bulls trading the chart on Boeing. I'm doing a quick update for those of you who are holding long positions or call options on the BA. I have two call position July 17 and August 21st, the 260 strike price. This is what I see when I look at the chart right now. Let me get some drawings in here. Alright, so as you can see, Boeing broke under the 200, and then it broke under the 10, the 20, and under the 50. Alright, so the candles are basically trending down under the 20 and all its key moving averages. February 4th, it tried to make a comeback and cross the 10, the 20, the 50, but then the 200 gave it some resistance, and then it came back down. And from that point on, things got pretty bad with the pandemic and everything else. It broke down under that 10, 20, 50, and down here from that point on. And if you know me, my strategy is always that when the candles are too far from its moving averages and stuff, it's going to snap back. And so it did exactly just that. Okay, Boeing did exactly just that. From here, boom, back to the moving average here. Okay, and then obviously the 20 provided some resistance, came crashing back. It gave it another attempt, it broke above it, and then it started to hog that 20 this way. Here, May 19, it broke above and gave it a a run above the 20, the 10, the 50. But as you can see, this price line here, it's the resistance line that it actually broke above it a little bit on June 8th, but it basically backed down. And so as you can see, it on June 9th, it touches that line a little bit, and then it went back down. All right, so let's take a look at the price line or support level on the downside. This is what I see right here, right there. All right, so the stock make a comeback to the 20, drop back down, and then it went under that price line again until right here, June 4th, it break above that, but then it couldn't hold because that price line right here, all the way from that, gave it some pretty good resistance, and for about 3 days, it went right back down under this price line or the channel here. You can see, okay, it's kind of like a triangle right here, there. But the good thing is that the candles are above that 20, so that gave me a lot of hope there. So some key levels that we need to pay attention to is this right here, this price line, and then the support line right here. And eventually it's going to hit this crossroad dead end where it needs to either break above it or break below it. Alright, so we'll look at from here and there probably about a good, I say maybe 10, 15, around there. Alright, where's my date range here? Alright, so from that point to this point here, let's see how many days. Alright, so we'll look at about 7 bars, 9 days, because the weekend it's in it and stuff. So you're looking at the 1-day chart. So we're looking at about 9 days that we should kind of know what's going to happen, whether Boeing is going to break above this channel or is it going to break below this channel. The good thing, like I said, is that it's above the 20, so that's good. But for me to be very bullish, that 200 needs to be under that 20 and the candle. But in this case, actually the candle and the 20 is under the 200, so that's negative for me. The other thing is, if we look at my Thinkorswim platform, I got some other indicators on here. The RSI, as you can look, it broke above it, peak, and then it started to curve down under 70. So now it's basically at about 57. The RSI is 57, so that's bad. I like it to basically break above that 70 again. I'm looking at my Q stick, the money flow. Okay, that's pretty much that's what it is. There was a lot of money coming in. Anytime it's above the zero line, it means that there's a lot of money flow. So from here, there's a lot of money flow, but then it's going down here from that point on, and it actually went into negative territory. If you look at my TTM squeeze, green all the way, boom, but then it started to fire to the downside and stuff like that. So eventually, let's hope that it doesn't do one of these where it goes all the way to the zero line and then start another trend on the downside, very similar to the MACD. Okay, but what I'm looking at here is that, as you can see, that the candles could easily, like this one, go under and then down and then above it, and then it might actually go down under the 20 again. All right, so where we can see this scenario where it actually fired to the downside and it's gonna turn red, okay, to the downside, which is a bad sign. So let's hope that's not the case. As you can see here, it fired to the downside pretty strong here. It's a really steep downtrend until it started to turn yellow, back up to the zero line here, back to the 20, right? And then it's kind of hugging the 20 a little bit, and here's a squeeze right here all the way. That's the TTM squeeze right here. All right, and it got to about this point, and then it fired to the downside a little bit, and then it turned yellow, back up a little bit, and there's a little squeeze of these red dot, boom 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 boom, okay, until it turned green and fired to the upside from here on, boom. But then it looks like we're starting this trend again, turn light blue, and then it's going to turn into red, and then it's going to go down to the negative territory. That's a possibility. Looking at this, it could actually follow this, break above the 20, come back to the 20, go under the 20, break above the 20, way up there too far from the 20, and then basically break on that 20 this way. That's a possibility. That's one scenario. I hope it doesn't do that. Okay, so the 20 is hopefully will provide support. The other thing, as you can see, this little candle right here on the 1 hour chart, it basically closed under that price line. So on the triangle, it actually closed under it. So that's not very good. But you never know. Boeing could start tomorrow, open above it, and then close above that line too. And as you can see, there's resistance here, support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here. Eventually, 9 days and counting, it's going to have to break from that or down. Alright, so for the July 17 call, right now it's July 17, June 17. So July 17, we have approximately 4 weeks. And here we have about 9 days, which is about 2 weeks. But week and a half to 2, we should know where Boeing is going to go. So with time decay for the July 17, it's probably by monitoring this particular pattern here, maybe it's either time to get out, okay, I would monitor that little green circle there to see what it's gonna do. And so, as I said, my profit target is up at 260 right here when it reaches the 9 days I'm hoping that it will hit somewhere right up here so that I could take profit. Boop, right into the target. Okay, but you never know, like I said. So it's now just a waiting game. Hopefully there's no bad news or press release or anything like that, that things just continue without any noise, and eventually the market will do its thing, and you know, it will be very crucial for this week to see where Boeing might be at. If Boeing seems to be trending down and breaking this price channel or triangle to the downside, then there's a possibility that I might, you know, get rid of some of my call, and definitely 100% if it breaks under that 20 in the next day or two, I'm gonna have to cut loss and get out and hold the basically August 21st, because the time value on that one is still pretty decent, you know, 2 months ahead. But the July 17, I tried to get rid of my calls like probably about a week or two before the expiration date. So this is a quick summary of Boeing. So good luck, and thanks for watching.